More what?
Last question for Lauren. Do you think the level of communication that we have in our co-parenting relationship would hinder you from moving on into a new relationship?
Sometimes I do think that. I do, because I don't want to really let anyone into this world without knowing for sure that's going to be my person. And I don't think a lot of men can handle my closeness and my...
Let's ask a man.
Ooh. See,
That's a good...
let him answer first, and then I'm going to
Okay.
answer with something.
All right, I'll be
completely-
honest, and I'll be as nice as I possibly can. But I think it's unfair to a child when you introduce them to a man or a woman, and I'm talking, obviously from a man or a woman's perspective. But when you introduce a man to your children, and they get to know him, and then another one comes in.
That wasn't the question, though.
They get to know him, and then another one comes in. So that is the question. But you're trying to introduce them into this co-parenting relationship, into our little family. So
Take two on this one.
Yeah, so I get where you're coming from, but what we're asking is, from a man's point of view, would you want to date a woman that's in this type of relationship with her ex-husband and his new wife, and
Her
his ex-husband, your ex-husband's wife's ex-husband? How would you
John has an
run?
ex-husband?
Okay, it gets a little confusing, so just bear with me. I'm trying
Okay,
here.
here's my take
stop
on it.
telling secrets, Roy.
Oh my god. So here's my take. I'm not going to get married for X number of years until I retire and my son turns 18, because I agree with that statement. I do not expect to ever find a woman that I might fall in love with to be truly acceptive of this craziness, because this is just completely different and far away from what anybody says or what books say is supposed to happen.
And
so
I'm sure you've dated people that are like, oh no, that's so cool, or I can understand
Until that moment.
Until that moment.
absolutely.
Roy and I actually just had this conversation coming back from a soccer tournament a couple weeks ago, that the women find it, and men sometimes will approach, I don't know how you do this, I don't know why you do this. It's simple. We have children and we don't hate one another, and we're not horrible people.
No.
So why is that even a question in anybody's mind? I don't understand.
Because they're
I
too
don't
worried about
either.
what everybody else is going to say to them,
Yeah.
and they're afraid to live their
I've
own
had
lives.
a lot of, when I've tried dating, well, I think more so probably now that my story is really out there, the guys that I, have told about this situation, or when I really was dating someone seriously, I think a big, wall factor was he felt how John treated me was not fair. But it's not for him to say. It's not for anyone to say. This is my family. This is my co-parenting situation. I'm not looking for someone to be a step parent or to come in and save the day.
Mhm.
I don't need any of that. That's why I'm so fulfilled with this that I don't. That's why maybe a relationship is just not.
I think the hardest thing, you guys talked about it in some other thing.
Mhm.
What do you call this thing?
Podcast.
Sorry. We as people, we like to lean on other people and tell people like how we feel, how others are making us feel, blah 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 blah. However, we don't take into account that those people will have their preconceived understanding and ideas of the other person when we're just venting.
Exactly.
Because we don't want that other person to, like, say, like I was dating a girl. I don't want her to actually dislike you.
Yeah, or give advice on what
Because,
to do.
yeah, because you
just let
pissed me
vent.
off. I just want her to
Just
sit
let me
there,
vent.
shut up, look pretty, and
Boy,
listen
yeah.
to me as I vent.
I
That's
get
the
that,
truth.
though. I
Don't
get
say
that.
that a girl doesn't think that. A girl wants a dude to just sit there, smile, look kind
Vent.
of cute.
I don't need you
and
to be my
vent,
protector.
But you don't want a response out of him.
No,
And you don't want him to have a thought about like, oh, I don't like that dude, because you have to bring him around, and if he wants to hang around and sample the goods for a little bit longer, then he has to get
He's right.
he has to get along with so and so,
Yeah.
right?
Do you agree?
I would
So
agree with that. There's just I think the best way to describe it for me, anyways, is baggage. We all carry a lot
We do.
of baggage, and no single man in his right mind would jump into all of this craziness.
no, what single girl would ever want to date me?
Or single
What about
girl.
all this
I
stuff?
think that she
For
would
real.
have to understand the situation. Maybe be a mom. Maybe have been married and divorced.
Oh, those are all on my checklist now.
Yeah.
I will not date someone that does not have a child or several children and that they have to have been married and divorced.
I never thought about that.
That's just a prerequisite. I'm not sorry.
Wow. In the town we live in, it's pretty easy to
Pretty
check
easy.
those off.